What if I told you that the best way to stay on her mind is to disappear? Not to chase, not to beg, not to prove your worth, but to vanish in a way that forces her to question everything she thought she knew about you. The pain you're feeling right now, that space she left behind, isn't just suffering, it's fuel. If used correctly, it's the very thing that will turn the tables and make her the one who can't stop thinking about you. Because power isn't in presence, it's in absence. And the moment you understand this, you become untouchable. Number 1. The illusion of control. Why chasing her is a losing game. When she walks away, your instincts scream at you to do something, to explain, to justify, to prove that you're worth staying for. But the harsh truth is that the more you try to control the uncontrollable, the more powerless you become. This is the illusion of control, the mistaken belief that your words, pleas, or logic can override her emotions. You cannot argue with a feeling. Stoicism teaches that the only thing within your control is your own mind, your own response. You cannot control whether she misses you, whether she regrets leaving, or whether she sees your value. The moment you grasp this, you regain power. Instead of trying to steer her emotions, redirect that energy inward. Accept what is beyond you. Accept that she made a choice, and the most powerful move you can make is to respect it, not resist it. This isn't surrender, it's strategy. When you stop chasing, you break the dynamic where she holds all the power. You become the man who doesn't need to convince. Because a man of value doesn't beg to be seen. The first step in winning is not to fight the loss, but to embrace it as a transformation. If you must let go, do it with unwavering composure. Her decision to leave was her own, but what happens next is entirely up to you. And if you truly understand the nature of power, you'll realize that the most captivating man is the one who doesn't try to be. Comment below, I let go because I choose power. Number 2. The power of silence. Let her mind do the work. Desperation is loud. It pleads, it argues, it seeks validation. But power? Power is silent. When you stop talking, stop explaining, and stop reaching out, you create a vacuum, a void that she must fill with her own thoughts. And that is where the real battle begins. Most men make the mistake of thinking words can change a woman's mind. They believe she will return if they just say the right thing and unlock the right emotion. But the truth is, words often push her further away. She's already decided, and anything you say only confirms it. Silence, however, does something different. It forces her to question. My wife, isn't he chasing me? Did I mean so little to him? Did I misjudge his worth? Doubt is a slow poison, and silence is the vessel that delivers it. When you argue, she gets closure. When you disappear, she's left wondering. The mind cannot stand uncertainty, it seeks resolution. And in the absence of answers, she starts to create them. But silence isn't just about her, it's about you. It is self-discipline in its purest form. It is the refusal to be ruled by emotion. It is the act of reclaiming control. And paradoxically, the less you try to prove your worth, the more she is forced to recognize it. So hold your silence. Let her feel the weight of your absence. Let her question what she once took for granted, because the strongest message you can send is not what you say, but what you refuse to say. Comment below. My silence speaks louder than words. Number 3. The law of scarcity. Why your absence increases your value. What is rare is valuable. What is always available is overlooked. This is the law of scarcity, a principle that applies to everything in life, including you. Your presence loses significance when you are always present, responding and lingering in the background of her world. She knows you are there, waiting. There is no urgency, sense of loss, or reason for her to reconsider her decision. But when you withdraw completely and remove yourself so thoroughly that there is no trace of you left, something shifts. The mind begins to perceive absence as loss. At first, she may feel relief. She may even celebrate her newfound freedom. But as time passes, and she realizes that you have not reached out, not even once, uncertainty creeps in. Is he really gone? Has he moved on? Did I make a mistake? Scarcity breeds desire. It makes people question their choices. You become a mystery when you pull away entirely. No calls, texts, or desperate attempts to check in, and mysteries demand attention. The less she knows about your life post-breakup, the more space you occupy in her thoughts. But make no mistake, this is not about playing a game. This is about reclaiming your value. You are not withholding your presence to manipulate. You are doing it because you refuse to be an option. You refuse to be someone she assumes will always be there. A man who is willing to walk away completely is a man who is respected. Respect is the foundation of attraction. Comment below. I am rare and I do not chase. Number 4. Freedom through letting go. Strength is in detachment. Most men see losing a woman as a weakness, as if their worth is tied to her presence. They cling, mourn, and search for ways to pull her back. But the truth is, needing someone is a form of captivity, and letting go, that is liberation. Stoicism teaches one of the most powerful lessons. The only thing within your control is yourself. Not her emotions, not her choices, not the love she once had for you. When you realize this, you stop seeking validation in her return. You stop waiting, and in doing so, you break free. Detachment is not apathy. It is mastery. It is the ability to care without being consumed, to love without being enslaved. A man who can walk away is a man who cannot be controlled. And nothing unsettles a woman more than knowing she has lost her grip on you. Paradoxically, when you no longer need her, she feels the loss more intensely, because now she is the one facing uncertainty, the one who wonders if you have moved on, if you are thriving without her. And deep inside, she starts to question, did I underestimate him? Freedom is power. When you release your emotional dependence, you become untouchable. You no longer act from desperation, but from self-respect, and that, more than anything, is what makes you truly desirable. Let go, not to bring her back, but to set yourself free. Comment below, I control myself, no one else does. Number 5. The mirror effect, reflecting back on her decision. Desperation repels, indifference attracts. This is the fundamental truth behind the mirror effect. When a woman walks away and you chase, you confirm her decision. You reinforce the belief that she is the prize and holds all the power. But when you do nothing and mirror her action with equal indifference, you force her to face her own choice. If she expected you to fight for her, argue and prove your worth, your silence shatters that expectation, and that disruption creates doubt. Why isn't he trying? Did I misjudge him? Was I wrong about what I meant to him? A woman does not question a man who begs. She questions a man who doesn't. Because, in her mind, every man wants her. Every man fights to keep her. When you don't, she wonders if she miscalculated your value. This is why emotional control is the ultimate power. When you remain calm and refuse to react, you send a message. I am unaffected by your absence. I do not need to convince you. I do not seek your approval. And suddenly the tables turn. She is no longer certain. The confidence she had in leaving you begins to erode, because now she is the one seeking validation. The strongest position is always the one of indifference. Not fake indifference, real, unshakable self-respect. When you truly believe you are the prize, she will either return on her own accord or be replaced by someone who recognizes your worth. Either way, you win. Comment below, I mirror energy, I do not chase. Number 6. Evolving in silence. Growth is the ultimate response. Most men react to a breakup with one of two extremes, either wallow in self-pity, drown in distractions, or seek immediate validation through reckless actions. Both paths are weak. Both paths scream desperation. But the man who disappears into his evolution, The man who rebuilds himself quietly, methodically, that man is unstoppable. This is the power of silent transformation. No announcements, social media updates, or performative displays of moving on. Just pure, disciplined self-improvement. While she expects you to be stuck, reminiscing, regretting, you're upgrading. Your body, your mind, your finances, your entire existence. When she finally looks back, curiosity gets the best of her, and she will not recognize the man she once knew. Because now you are someone else, someone sharper, stronger, more disciplined, someone who does not need her. And that realization is what stings the most. This is not about revenge. This is about proving to yourself that her presence never defined you, that your growth was never dependent on her validation. This is about becoming a man so unshakable that losing her was not a setback but a catalyst. You do not need to show her your progress. You do not need to tell her about your evolution, because one day, when she least expects it, she will see it, and by then, it will be too late. Comment below, I grow in silence, my success speaks for itself. Number 7, the weight of regret, when she realizes you're gone for good. The regret doesn't come immediately. At first, she feels free, convinced that leaving was the right choice. She may even seem happier and more confident in her decision. But time is a ruthless teacher, and the absence of what was once familiar has a way of creeping into the mind. She expected you to linger, to remain an option, to eventually reach out. But when you don't, when you vanish so completely that you become a memory rather than a presence, something shifts. At first, it's curiosity. What is he doing? Why hasn't he tried to reach me? Then, it's doubt. Did I make the wrong choice? And finally, it's regret. I lost something I can't replace. But by the time she reaches this realization, the dynamic has changed. You are no longer the man she left. You are no longer waiting. While she was certain she could have you back at any moment, you were rebuilding. While she was enjoying temporary distractions, you were sharpening yourself into a version she could no longer touch. And that is where the real power lies, not in making her regret, but in reaching a point where her regret no longer matters to you. A man who moves on without looking back is the truly free one. Comment below, regret is her burden, not mine. Number 8. The art of indifference. True power lies in not caring. Most men fake indifference. They post cryptic messages, try to appear busy or act like they've moved on while secretly waiting for her to notice. But pretending doesn't work. Women can sense it. Real indifference is something else entirely. It is not a tactic, it is not a game. It is the genuine realization that her presence or absence does not define your life. Indifference is powerful because it removes control from her hands. As long as you react, whether with anger, sadness, or desperate attempts to reconnect, you are giving her power. But the moment you stop caring, she loses it. She expects you to feel something, to react, to chase, to show signs that she still matters. But when she gets nothing, no anger, no longing, not even the smallest acknowledgement, her confidence begins to crumble. Why doesn't he care? Did I mean so little to him? Was I just another temporary moment in his life? And that's when the shift happens, because now the roles are reversed. She is the one questioning, she is the one seeking validation, and the more indifferent you remain, the more your value in her eyes increases. But here's the secret. The goal isn't to make her chase you. The goal is to free yourself. When you no longer need to prove that you've moved on, when you truly couldn't care less, that's when you become untouchable. That's when you reclaim your power. Indifference isn't about playing games. It's about mastering yourself so no one else's choices can shake you. Comment below. My peace is untouchable. Number 9. Reclaiming your power. Walk away completely. The biggest mistake men make after a breakup is holding on to hope. Hope that she will realize her mistake. Hope that she will miss you. Hope that she will come back. But hope is a chain that keeps you bound to the past, preventing you from truly moving forward. You don't reclaim your power by waiting. You don't reclaim it by playing mind games or trying to manipulate her emotions. You reclaim it by walking away so completely that she no longer has access to you, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Walking away is not just about physical distance. It's about cutting the invisible strings that keep you tethered to her presence. No lingering thoughts, silent wishes, checking her social media, or what-ifs. When you disappear entirely. She expects you to fight for her, to prove your worth, to show her that she still holds a place in your life. But when you don't, when you make peace with the fact that you are better off without someone who chose to leave, her perception of you shifts. Because now you are no longer the man who needs her validation. You are no longer the man who waits. You are the man who decides, the man who controls his own destiny. And that realization, that is what unsettles her the most. Power belongs to the one who needs nothing. And the moment you walk away without looking back, you become in control, not just of the situation, but of yourself. Comment below, I walk away and take my power with me. Number 10. The unshakable man, becoming the one she can't forget. A man who is easily moved by emotions, by rejection, by the fear of loss, is a man who remains weak. Women do not truly desire the man who begs, pleads, and waits. They desire the unshakable man, the man who, no matter what happens, remains centered, controlled, and complete within himself. This separates the weak from the strong, the ordinary from the unforgettable. The unshakable man does not chase. He does not need closure. He does not seek validation. He knows his worth and operates from a place of abundance, not desperation. And because of this, he cannot be controlled. Women remember the man they could never fully have, the one who didn't break under pressure, the one who, even when left behind, continued to rise. She may not realize it immediately. She may convince herself that leaving you was the right choice. But time has a way of revealing the truth. And the truth is this: a man who refuses to be shaken, who refuses to be broken, who continues to grow in silence, that man is never forgotten. Not because he played games, not because he sought revenge, but because he embodied something rare, something powerful. He chose himself, and that choice? That is what makes him irreplaceable. Comment below, I am unshakable. I choose myself. You started this journey feeling lost, as if she had taken something from you. But now you see the truth. She didn't take your power, she only revealed it. And by stepping back, by walking away, you've transformed yourself into a man she can't ignore. Your value was never in her hands. It was always in yours. So if you're ready to keep leveling up and become the kind of man who doesn't chase but attracts, like this video, subscribe, and comment, I am unstoppable. Stay strong, keep building, because your future won't wait.